Is that loud enough to people here? Yeah. All right, guys. So Sean said we won't be having lunch for another 30 to 45 minutes. Want to see if people want to talk about sales and marketing, advertising, getting leads. We've covered a lot of technical and tactical things for this year. Kind of want to make this kind of open to whoever's got questions or share what's been successful for you. Kind of goes on. Obviously, if you want to still chat, you can go wherever too. Also, one of the other big questions I've been getting, all these videos have been posted live in Spray Wash or on my personal page, so you should be able to catch them later if you miss something if you're out chatting with people. So I'll go over, is that way too loud? Am I going to really close? No? Yes. Obviously, for me, with Power Wash, Facebook's been our go-to. We have been able to, this year already, 21 other 35 grand we've done has come from Facebook. Obviously, I'm out there, I'm putting more content than probably this whole room combined onto the internet these days. But every single person in here should be doing that. When we were doing demos and things yesterday, when you get a chance to do any specialty cleanings with these things, video those jobs. I got this tripod right here, it's 24 bucks. Put your cell phone on there, make sure it's looking at you, press that record button and start doing work. And then post that stuff to YouTube. Get that information up there so that way when people are looking for house washing in Salisbury, Maryland, that may show up. Yeah, some power wash Salisbury, Maryland, yes. Especially if you're doing stuff like rust removal. That's something in the oxidation removal that we've got videos that are up there that when people search, it shows on there. You may not be one who likes to get in front of the camera. You might not be as goofy as Jay over here.
I never.
Yeah, you've never been crazy. But we were talking too about what Ray was saying about sanitizing playgrounds. Some of what we do to make our Facebook stuff so successful is that we're doing those random acts of cleaning kindness. Actually, literally got the hashtag for that earlier this year. But you should be going around to these neighborhoods, getting that, you just show up, you see a dirty sign, go clean it, take before and after photos, videos, post that stuff, go upload it, and get people engaged with your page. It's not just a, hey, come like my page, you say why. But because we did this thing, and you thought it was pretty cool, and so you get these people to like it right away. It gets more engagement, it gets people following it, and then I'm able to we spend just under 500 bucks in January and February, and turn that into 21 grand in work. We'll all take that deal. It's also something too for us with social media that it's going to take a little bit of time. You can't just drop this money into it and expect it to work right away. We've spent over the last couple of years about $5,000 or $6,000 at this point, and we've lifetime done $130,000, $140,000 of work from it. So it takes a little bit of time. What other marketing methods are you guys using, or do you want to talk about? Or do you have specific questions with social media marketing or anything else like that? Okay.
Have you experienced changes in how Facebook, how you get interactions due to the algorithm change? Have you seen your return on your use or anything go up and down as they change that algorithm?
So there's a lot of stuff that will change with that, and Facebook's going to constantly change. Because that's if there's been any changes as far as your ROI or as far as how people are seeing things. Facebook wants to get everybody in here to start spending money on it. So when you first started, they are going to be giving you more impressions for the money spent because they want you to get hooked on it. Some of the targeting and things that changed back in August obviously made it harder for people that were just going through targeting just homeowners, excluding renters, and some of the other advanced things that we're now taking away when they made that change. With what we do, my goal is just to get in front of as many people on a regular basis. So they see and know this brand, they see this logo everywhere, they see us. People are like, we see your signs everywhere, we see you all over Facebook. Yeah, can you go ahead and power wash your house? I was talking to a couple people. All it is about just making you just that little bit taller, that little bit better than that that other name so that when they do search, they see this logo or they see our brand, and then they're more likely to buy it from us. It's also where Facebook is going to constantly change it. I mean, where so many people used to see organic feed early on, now you have to get, more, it'll be 5 or 10% that might see it. Now that could change to 4% next year or next month. So you have to be giving people a reason to continue to pay attention, which is why I put out so much content. Like everybody in here, if you're doing a job a day, you should be at least posting 1 or 2 pictures from that job on social media. It's really basic. All you're doing is what everybody should be doing, which is take before and afters to cover your butt, and if you send them to your customer, you post them on there and get people to like it. So the nice thing with the live feed, if you're doing, like, I'll go live a lot of times when we're doing concrete painting, because I know it's going to be an instantaneous thing versus sometimes if we're doing siding painting, well, let's spray it all up on there, especially this time of year, it's taking a little bit longer to react. Technically with live videos, 5+ minutes is actually ideal. The big benefit for me with a live video is that it's uploaded. Like if I recorded all these shows, all the classes and not gone live with them, it might be a month, 2, 3 months before I get them uploaded. So I've got more content on my 2 phones than anybody will ever see. So it's nice. The other big thing, if you're going to go live, yes, Facebook loves that the most. Make sure that you're not bouncing around, going all over this, because every time that you move, it's still trying to pick the pixels there, so then that's when Jay looks like he's a character from the internet.
So you're better off to go over 5 minutes on a video.
And that's like, but for most of us, we're not selling in that live video. We're educating, we're showing our customers. The whole thing there is so that when they call you for an estimate, they've already seen you wash a house 7 times. They've already seen you clean this concrete. They've seen the before and after photos. So it's not the, hey, I'm Rob, I'm coming up to do the estimate because they found me on a Google search. They've seen what we can do. They like our process. They're seeing, hey, look, I'm spraying this house with a soft wash spray gun. It's a Flitter garden spray gun. Look, I can do all this. Showing that, like, if you're getting with the wood stuff, that's a phenomenal way to get the interaction. You go ahead and spray it, soak it, and then you're taking that wand across it. I mean, and if you haven't already, do one of those videos where you go across your hand. People love that, and it just shows a real quick, like, this is how low the pressure is that we're using it, and this is how bad that wood is working. Obviously, anybody who knows me knows that I like to have fun with it all, or fun with just about anything and everything I'm doing. People react to that. Like, they're being so serious on it that this is a house wash satin picture. Like, we just cleaned the green monster, now it's finally clean, it looks a whole lot better. Or, when we're doing demos, making smiley faces with your demos, making, whatever, just showing people. I mean, you can't make too much content. And that's where I think a lot of people get intimidated by it, that I can't, or I shouldn't post that much. Why? With back to what you were saying about the algorithm, Facebook is going to show some of the same people your post every single time because they love your page. You have those people that will like every single post and picture as soon as you put it up. But there's a lot of people that if I've got, right now we've got 1,400 people that like our page. It might show 25 people over here, the first post, and you guys might see the next one, and some of you will see it. And some people that like the page will never see it. So it's not that if I posted it, that you see my 6th post, boom, 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 Rob, you're annoying, I'm going to turn you off. And it's okay, because if I posted that, 10 pictures or videos, and a whole bunch of people saw it, and you got annoyed and didn't like it anymore, I still got in front of everybody else. That's the beauty of social media, that you're not going to get to that point. If you ever read like 10X by Grant Cardone, the more content, the more emails, the more follow-ups, yes, you will eventually piss somebody off. But you got in front of so many more people that paid you money than the one person who got grumpy about it, and all they have to do is click snooze Rob Anderson, or I don't want to see Clean Power Wash anymore. And when I look at my ads and my boosts and whatever, it'll show like, how many positive reactions, and it'll show usually 1 or 2 each time that'll say, that somebody clicked and said, I don't want to see this anymore. big deal. I got in front of 900 other people that didn't, they either were neutral or liked it.
Can you explain how a potential customer who's never heard of you before is getting exposed to your Facebook content that is not paid content? Is that happening? Or are you drawing them in with your paid advertising and then you're sort of holding them with your unpaid content?
So the question is basically, how are people seeing our content that don't like our stuff?
Well, they've never heard of you before.
Okay.
How are they getting to you on Facebook?
So the goal of Facebook is to keep you on Facebook. So anything that's done and Facebook, it's a content platform. Whether it's you posting about what you have for lunch, what's going on in your family, or pictures of our work. So yes, I do use most of my boosted posts or ads for an engagement and awareness objective, which is the same thing. You can get a little bit more advanced targeting when you start dealing with ads versus a boost, but again, any marketing is better than no marketing. I use those posts, and then as soon as somebody likes our picture or video, then it goes in there, and Facebook says, so-and-so just liked your picture. Invite them to like your page so that they can see more content from you. And so that's what we do. That's where like the playgrounds and the neighborhood signs, we do that. And so everybody that's in that development might see that picture, or you can get into that neighborhood and then invite those people to see it so that they may see 5% of your posts over the next year, but it's still enough that you're constantly getting in front of them and giving you an advantage over the other 10 or 12 power walkers that might be looking.
So if somebody comes across then some content on your Facebook and they react to it somehow by liking it, then you have a follow-up to that where you...
I have not done the level of retargeting that I need to, but also Facebook looks at that, like they know, Facebook knows what sports teams we like. They know what kind of products that we're interested in. They know so much about us. And so if you're scrolling over something and you stop for a moment on this whatever picture, we all know that you see it later on because Facebook realized, oh, Rob's interested in craft beer. Or Rob's interested in such and such, and so I'll see more related content because again, Facebook wants to keep each one of us engaged and on there. So if I show more things that I've expressed that I'm interested in, whether it's an intentional like or it's just, oh, I looked at these infomercials for cool little products on Facebook that are so easy to get you sucked into, and it's like, I bought one of them, and the next thing I know, I got like 6 other advertisements for related products. That gets your...
I guess I still don't really understand how you're drawing in new customers with your unpaid content.
Because when you just generally post, somebody who does not like your page and you haven't put money behind it, Facebook is still sending that organic posting information to other people. It's constantly seeing, like, let's just throw this picture to Jay and see if he might react to that. Okay, it didn't work. Let's see if she likes it. And that's why a lot of times I won't put money behind a post unless I know it's going to be a killer post when I put it up. I'll usually let them run for a couple of days, and all of a sudden I see, okay, man, this before and after picture of this deck already has 20 likes and hearts. I'm gonna throw $20 behind it, $30, whatever. Run it for a couple more days. That way Facebook has already gone through, they've kind of tested it unofficially or through algorithms saying like, okay, these people like it. All right, well, let's send it to more people like that. And for all of ours, my targeting is basically 35 or 36 to 64, and I do men and women, and then by my area. I do not run any of it to the people who like my page and their friends because it would be going to a whole lot of you if I did that. And also my goal with all of my marketing there is to constantly bring in new people. So if I said where my customers are, the general age range, and it's not as efficient as it could be. I mean, there's ways to do custom audiences, there's ways to do so much more with it. But everybody in here can at least do that basic level of just pick your age range or where do you want to service people. I'm not putting Nashville, I'm not advertising to Nashville. It's not my service area.
Are you like excluding non-homeowners?
You can't.
You can't
exclude renters anymore. It's a discriminatory thing. But here's the thing on that, and if you guys listen to like Dave Carroll with A-Time Data, don't talk with Facebook. When Facebook took away that targeting, Facebook didn't all of a sudden black out all the lines and told which people in this room are homeowners and which are renters. Facebook has every last bit of metric data there. And so you can go back in and take a list from somebody like Dave that is a list of renters or a list of homeowners in your market, and then upload that to Facebook. Facebook looks at what's similar out of all these people, and then it's a backdoor way to get to it. Facebook knew they left it there. The targeting, the information's there, so you just now have to get all of these people. What do they have in common? They live in this area and they're homeowners. Okay, well now Facebook makes a lookalike audience that just, voila, was able to target the same people that we want to target again.
So would it be safe to say that you're focusing primarily on having content, lots of content, fresh content,
Yes.
and then you're letting the Facebook algorithms sort of...
Correct. So we'll post, I probably, 45 days into the year, I counted, I posted like 110 times. That's pictures, videos, that's other random stuff that I just think is kind of cool. I got posted a picture or a video of a train shooting snow off, which is cool. You know, you can put some regular community events and things on there too, something people that, you know, you're not going to probably put the poker bash or the gun night on there, but if there's something that's community related that can get some engagement with people that, you know, that you want to service. Don't overdo that. I've seen pages where people, it's like, is this a community events page or is this a business page? But don't make everything just about business. You know?
More interesting content you have, like more organic search will come lead to you basically. So then you don't have to pay for all your ads.
Right.
If you have interesting content on your Facebook page,
Yeah.
then people just by searching Power Wash, they will come to you because you have much more viewers.
So what he's saying basically is the more content, getting it more engaged. You got a question?
Yeah.
Okay. But what he's saying was just that the more content that you're putting out, it gets people more engaged, it gets them to pay attention again. Facebook wants to keep people on Facebook. So if you get people interested in checking out your pictures and videos, then it likes you. Mark Zuckerberg wants you to make more money, wants to continue to do that. And that's why for people that I'll see that hit social media really hard, they'll post like 5 times a week. Oh, it didn't produce any leads, Rob. Facebook doesn't work. It's August, it just doesn't work anymore. It's like, we made more money since then. And all of our commercial work has come from Facebook. It's not specialized targeting, but at the end of the day, we're all on Facebook. Every single property manager we have is on Facebook. People who make the decisions at Tallahassee, you know, we're Ray and Tanya on, and they obviously, they're still going to want to do other things on there, but all of our commercial stuff, it's people seeing it. They're like, you know, hey, this other contractor didn't show up today. Can you give us a quote? This just happened to someone that was a $9,000 school clean. Like, yeah, we'll be over there right now. And it was just a general, just showing us spray wash, you know, spray stuff on the house. What's the question, man? Okay. What? This video will go up on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/clean power wash. Subscribe if you haven't already. And some more.
Second thing, the print advertisement, what you get it from? Like an online shop or?
For what?
Like
The postcards? So most of my design stuff has come from Daryl Copeland with All Red Graphics. We use those right now as our estimate sheets. It's an oversized postcard. It's got a picture of the house, which you've seen. Set the roll.
Like the before and after already. I didn't know if that was like a person in the industry that specialized in such one.
There are a lot of those. Sengen does a lot of that. You can get your sequences, you can get your postcards. Tim Fields does a lot of design work for that. Ryan Kettering, KBK Graphics. I mean, there's a ton of people that'll do that. But you can get them customized to be, you know, if you're going to do something like that, one of the thoughts I had was to, you know, if you want to blanket a particular neighborhood, when you go clean their neighborhood sign, put that as your front picture on that. If you can do a small run, it's a 100-home community, you clean their playground or you clean their neighborhood sign, you do the before and after, you put your watermark in and send that out. Even if you don't get jobs immediately from that, it's still people seeing Clean Power Wash, clean our neighborhood sign. Okay? Well, hey, the other power washing company didn't do anything nice for us. So the YouTube stuff, I originally did a lot of that really for training for my own guys, and then ended up becoming more training and information for the overall industry. I make $200 a month off of display ads for it. The other big reason to have that on YouTube, when somebody does a Google search, we know it's going to show a maps listing if it's a service business. It's going to show sometimes pictures, it'll sometimes show videos, and then you'll get your Google ads, you'll get your other websites and stuff listed there. By having my YouTube channel, if somebody searches power washing near me, we show up 3 to 5 times in whatever videos that are up there because the views from everybody else around here. Every single one of those views is another SEO boost for our Facebook page, for our website. Same thing with the pictures. If you're going to upload pictures and videos to YouTube or to your Google My Business page, rename those files. Rename it rust removal, siding painting, house washing, roof soft washing, roof pressure washing, whatever you want to put on there. So that way it also further tells Google this is what that picture is. I have not tried to do that. Again, YouTube, it's really good about helping y'all and boosting our website SEO. Our Facebook page, our pressure washing, or the business page show up a lot higher because of all that. It's continually, the idea too, if you get ahead of this instead of your competitors, you get those pictures and videos, we're at almost 2 million views or just over 2 million views on our YouTube channel. Somebody else is going to have to put up a ton more content, a whole lot more effort to ever even try to catch up with where we are on that. And so if you do that now, we all know everything's going digital, everything is about video and content, so go ahead and start making it now. Even if only you get 3 views a week on your YouTube videos. That's 3 more views than you would have gotten otherwise.
Do you use brochures? Do you advertise it?
We don't use brochures, we don't do door hangers, we should do brochures, we should be giving, it's a great, if you get a trifold brochure when you go up to give the person the estimate, like, hey, here's this, I'm gonna go walk around the house, check it out, they're looking, they're educating themselves, it's a great thing. I don't do door hangers simply because when I look at what it would cost the minimum wage to spend, to send somebody around to blanket a whole neighborhood, okay, so $80. Let's say 8 hours, $10 an hour, $80. I don't spend that. I spend like $7 or $8 a day on Facebook and have great numbers. I would be better off to spend that $80 instead of paying you to go walk around the neighborhood. No, $80. We're going to talk about reaching a lot of people for $80. You get in front of a whole lot of people for that. Some of the other marketing that we're doing, lawn signs is fantastic. If you're not putting a lawn sign out at every house, regardless of the ordinances for that neighborhood, do it. And we always, the first thing we pull up to a house, verify obviously that it's the right house, the lawn sign comes out and gets put into the front yard, and then we go pull the hose to the house. Because even if that HOA says, no, you can't have lawn signs, while you are there doing the work actively, I've yet to find a place that won't let you do that. You just happen to forget to take a lawn sign with you. And they're $5, $6. The amount of social proof impressions that you'll get in the neighborhood by having a lawn sign there is fantastic. Yeah.
If you do a Facebook Live video, can you link that to your YouTube channel, or is that a separate process?
So if you go live on Facebook, you then download the video, and then you can then upload it to YouTube. There's not a way, and if you upload videos to YouTube, when you share them to your Facebook page, it does not autoplay. And as much as we all want to look at it and see, oh, I got 8,000 views instead of 3,000 on this side and 5,000 there, you still want to upload them directly to Facebook, directly to YouTube, because that way it autoplays. Facebook doesn't want you to leave Facebook and go to YouTube, because YouTube's going to get you addicted over there, and Facebook is no longer advertising to you on YouTube. So they want you to stay there.
Strategy for increasing your likes on your business page. Just more content.
More content, more engagement. I mean, that's all we're doing.
Yeah.
We took it last year. We were at something like 700 and change for our likes last year, or we ended up at like 1350. Now, likes doesn't like if you have 5,000 likes, that doesn't really mean anything either. It's just more people that can potentially see your content. More people that have given you some level of permission to market to them again. And so for the small amount of money that it costs to get in front of them again, it's one more way. It's an easy way to keep top of mind awareness. Like we all know we should be sending follow-up emails, you send them monthly newsletter to your customer, so that way they can continue to see that when they're ready to get their gutters cleaned. What was the name of that company that we used 3 years ago and haven't heard anything from since? Well, they've got emails, they've got follow-ups, they've got all these Facebook posts. Yeah.
So something that I've done myself with another business I have, and something that I've seen happen a little bit more is everyone's already on Facebook. You can always get the people to like your business page and everything. Everything's also sold on Facebook. You know, through a lot of, I'm sure everyone's a member of a couple of yard sale groups, garage sale groups, that sort of thing. But they're against a lot of businesses posting their services on there. No businesses, no commercial, corporations, stuff like that. You don't have to post it yourself. Me and others just load the power wash that's producing stuff. What you can do, what I've done myself on a page I run, I'm one of the community that has 35,000 people in the city, less than 60,000 people in the county. I have a garage sale page. On the headed page as a pinned post, my page. I've done this on others. I can put my business's information and pin that post there for 30 days. As soon as you go to that page with 35,000 members and start to go around and see what's on there, I'm the first thing you should see on that pinned post.
Because you run that page.
Because I run it.
Okay.
But there's a second option. Other pages, depending on who runs it and everything, you can always message and check it out the cost of this thing for $10 a month. They'll let you put your information on it for $50 a month. You can be the background information on that page when you go to it, and it's a group of 50,000 people, and you pay $50 for a month.
Yep.
That's way more of your information out there than what you're going to get by just trying to maybe please people like your page. So it's a great way to be able to have your exposure out there because everybody's on there constantly looking at stuff and they're going to see you by default.
So with that, again, different groups and pages. I mean, yes, getting on there. If you get into any HOA groups or any yard sale, buys, whatever groups, find out who the admins are, message them, go ahead and get them to become your friend because you proactively, you didn't just come in here and say, hey, I want to sell to you, and then they're like, get out of here. You just came in here and started trying to sell something. You have to engage in those groups. And for us, we want to get into these HOA groups. That way we can see when somebody's posting about power washing, when we can see about somebody's asking about this question. Big thing as far as getting those leads, like we've all been tagged in a post, or hopefully been tagged in a post, hey, who should I use for power washing? And tag it. Okay, cool. Get on there, respond, thanks for tagging us, yeah, we'd love to get you an estimate. Put the link to your Facebook business page, because guess what? Just because William asked about it doesn't mean that 9 other people that are their friends aren't looking for the same thing, because guess what? People are looking to get their houses cleaned in the spring. So William was just the only one who asked about it. Other people will see that. The other thing that we'll do is we'll comment on there, we'll post our link, and then I'll go up to the original poster, send them a message, hey, I saw that you wanted to get an estimate. It's going to send them a friend request, and it's going to send them that message request, and we know we get those kind of filtered messages. But I'll get a lot of them that way because instead of, okay, well, cool, well, there's like 6 other companies that we're tagged on there. Let me press that one, let me call them, or do some research. Let me go back to the feed to do that. I want to make it as easy as possible, and I want to show them already, great, we were tagged, we've got great reviews. I want to come after you. I want to do your house wash. Please give your information. Also, if you're getting the message request like on there, it's like how much do your services cost? It's not the person asking that. They just clicked on the page and it was just a pre-formatted things that don't get, everybody's looking for just a price right away. Get them warmed up. I always, will ask them, what kind of service are you looking for? What's the address? And then I'll ask them, what's a good contact number and email? If you jump too fast to fill out this form with all your information, they're gonna be like, no, I don't like you yet. I don't like it. Other marketing that we do, again, the lawn signs works really well for us. This may derail all of this, but we can talk about home advisor if you want to. We've done extremely well with that. The biggest thing is that you have to be responsive. And that's also a big thing with Facebook. You have to be very, very responsive. As soon as you get a lead, as soon as somebody messages your page, or you get that SR request for text message, email, you need to call these people. You need to respond right away. It always annoys me on Facebook when I'll go in and send the company a message and they're like, yeah, we'll be in touch shortly. Send us an email or call us. You don't care. Versus as soon as somebody sends me a message, I get a little flag icon, I'm sending them a response right away. That's the difference in you getting those jobs. That's the difference in you getting the workload too. When you get a review, who in here uses a review software?
That's my fact.
Really? Everybody should sign up for a review generating software today. I don't care if it's Nice Job, Review Monster, or whatever else. Reviews will make you more money long term because, again, we all go on Amazon, and do you buy the one thing that's $2 cheaper and has 0 reviews, or do we buy the thing that's got 8,000 reviews and it's, we're going to buy the one that's got more reviews, that's on Prime essentially. Getting those reviews, when you get somebody to post a review, go either onto your Google page or on your Facebook page. So we serviced the site yesterday. Cool. Thank you so much for that review. It really was a pleasure working for you. Post a picture of that job. Because people are going to go and look at those reviews. If Chris used us and he's friends with Joe goes on there and sees, oh, Chris likes this page. He sees his review. He sees that I interacted with it. It's also showing that customer, hey, thanks again for giving us that review. You want those more and more touches for these customers to know you, like you, trust you, and ultimately buy from you. And don't go in there. You'd be better off to respond to all of them right now if you haven't. But you want to respond to them as soon as they come in or within a day or two. So. I will take a review wherever I can get a review. With Review Monster, because it does texting and emails, we get a lot of stuff that will come.
I actually got you this time.
Yes. Between the text message and emails, we get a lot of responses on there. Most of them, I'd probably say like 2/3 of them will go to a Facebook review. About a third of them will go to Gmail. Obviously, if they don't have a Gmail account, they cannot leave a Google review, which is why it's good. You're like, oh, should I just ask for this review or that review? Just ask for reviews, period, wherever they give it to you. And we use the customer factor. So the customer factor, once we do the job, sends them a thank you email, asks for a review. I have my office assistant, she goes in, day after job, and she'll put in her name, her number, and email, and then we'll send 2 texts, 2 emails. So we've got 5 touches we're asking for review. And we've been able to just rack up a ton of them. And again, this goes back to the YouTube views too. If you go ahead and get 10 reviews right now, those 10 reviews will make you money this week, next month, the year after that, year after that, year after that, and it's all cumulative. Like if you get to the point where you've got 200 5-star reviews, should you stop getting reviews? No. You want to take that to 200, to 300, to 500 reviews. When you can say convincingly, we are the most rated company on the entire county, the entire city, the entire state, do you think that doesn't give you social proof to be able to land more and more jobs? Again, it's convincing them that they're making a good decision by calling.
What percentage with the software of people leave a review?
I have no idea. I do know that with the Review Monster thing, I can see, I think I had like 497, not necessarily reviews, but the thumbs up or thumbs down. And it's also great too, guys, if you're not getting that negative feedback from customers too, you're missing out on finding out that Susie was pissed off at the fact that you guys were 15 minutes later or they trampled a flower And you could go over and give her new flowers and make her happy. We get negative feedback on these ones sometimes. We get a lot of positive feedback. But like getting that negative feedback, asking for it, you can address it and fix it. And actually really like it. We had one with the lip stuff where the person was expecting it to look completely different. Or like I came out, looked at it, I'm like, you had a small ramp, we cleaned it, we sealed it with clear seal. It really came down to the fact that they thought they spent a lot of money for a short period of time. It's like, well, it doesn't not look right. We couldn't do anything else to make her happy. But there's other ones that you're just responding to it. And the negative reviews, respond to every single one of those negative reviews. Because we all know too that we look at reviews and we say, oh look, there's a 1 star. What's that one say? What'd you do wrong? What was that one time? And then on those ones you can either jump on the sword or fall on the sword, however you say it. I'm really sorry the way that went. We were not as careful as we needed to be on that job. That is definitely not the way that we take care of that. Or let me make this right. Because then when somebody looks at it and says, oh, Rob's not perfect, they screwed that up. But it looks like he cares. It looks like he did something to try and make it better. All right, cool. There's something else. Other questions? Go ahead.
Are you personally responding to all your home advisor leads, you personally?
Yes. I respond to every single, as soon as I get a lead, we're contacting them right away. Whether it's putting them immediately into the customer factory so it sends them the thank you for your estimate request. I mean, I don't even look at what the lead is for or the description. I get the text message and I just hit dial. Because I know that if I'm the first person to get through to them, I got a very, very good chance of getting the job. If I would wait an hour or 20 minutes or whatever, you're not blowing them away with the, man, I just hit enter on this form, you already called me back. Wow, that was fast. I've called 7 other companies and nobody's called me back. Nobody answered my phone. Get it, it's customer service. You're showing up to be better than the other people that they've done. What other marketing do we want to talk about? Other sales, other topics? Food should be here soon, so that'll get everybody awake, right?
Do you do
Cold calls? We haven't. The closest to a cold call is when I go up and do an unsolicited demo on their business side. Like we'll go through some office parks. We've got a bunch of them on our list. We'll go in, take a picture, video, make that before and after, go inside, say, hey, my name's Rob with Clean Power Wash. We just cleaned the sign. It just bothered me that it was dirty and I wanted your business to look great. The other part, I just want to send you guys this before and after photo. Just to show you what we were able to do. They now like me, I come in there, I've done something good for them. If I get an estimate out of it, fantastic. If I don't, fantastic. Whatever. I went in there and they're now still thinking about somebody who did something good for them. We put in a couple of other bids just immediately from doing that. We got a shipping facility. We can sign out from there. And then we're throwing the long sign on every single one of those, which is great too. And they're like, why is your long sign out in front of the building? Because we clean your sign. So we hire you? No. I've had two places that asked me to take sign out. Good. No.
So you're using the customer factory.
Yep.
You use